Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's time for a little Star Trek Prodigy, specifically Season 1, Episode 7, First Con-tact. I'm not really sure what the hyphen's in there for, but I'm sure we're going to find out here pretty quick. Before we get started though, friends, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out the channel and it alerts you next time we go live with Prodigy or any of our sci-fi offerings. Of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? That is not a problem. Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes about a day early, plus any of our bonus episodes that we come up with. But friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for us to journey once again into the wonderful world of Star Trek Prodigy to see if our intrepid crew of the Protostar can continue their growth? Question mark arc? Question mark evolution? Question mark? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go.
We've been on edge since Gwen showed us what happened to the last Protostar crew.
Megan.
Whoa.
Coaching of the USS Protostar.
The mystery surrounding our ship?
Wow.
Captain, send out the warning. We're being...
Janeway most of all.
Being boarded?
We're all frustrated. We can't find out more.
Can you enhance that? There's something behind there.
In the meantime, we've discovered a welcome distraction.
It's still hot.
Oh, transporters, eh?
Floor pie.
It smells amazing.
And it's delicious.
Nice.
It converts the pie into energy, then reconverts it back. Wow.
We need a living test subject.
Do not look at Murph.
So we can keep track of you. I love you, Murph. Don't worry.
Oh, Rock, might be a bad idea. Oh, God. I don't like this idea.
Murph?
Murph?
Where's Murph?
He should be right here.
Yes.
He's outside. We need to bring him inside. Alrighty. Ella Purnell, one of my new fave actors. We're in the openings, so we're able to talk a little bit as we are wowed by this incredible display of animation and space shit. I was wondering when they were going to figure out the transporters. I go back and forth. I'm going to ask this of everybody. Do we like... Sometimes I like the shuttlecraft approach as opposed to the transporters. Are the transporters... Sometimes the transporters help too much. Does that make sense? I mean, I love the transporters. I wonder... I don't know. Let's get Murph back inside.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you still look as handsome as ever.
We have an incoming distress signal.
Really?
Please, I need immediate transport. My warp core is compromised. I have sick orphans aboard who need help.
Well, this seems like a trap.
Let me guess. Your sick orphans have a bad case of the phage?
Why, yes. How did you know?
Out. All the sectors.
Dal?
Ferengi.
Get your ship over here. Pickbox, bring me aboard.
Target the damsel's location. Crew,
The damsel.
I want you to meet Damon Nandi, the captain who raised me.
Nice to meet you.
Damon Nandi? And their ship is the damsel? I love it. Why would you go over there and take the whole crew?
It's good to be back.
So is this Dal's home?
I never forgave myself for losing you. I searched for years.
I missed you too.
Years, I'm sure.
You joined the Federation?
I stole it.
I taught you well.
I taught you well.
All the stories you would tell me. This is where you saw it from? The battles, the planets, the window of dreams.
I didn't really see him.
It's a cloaking device.
Whoa.
Oh, she reads Klingon.
Really?
Too bad it doesn't work without chimerium. It's impossible to get your hands on.
Chimerium? We have loads of that. If we're invisible, we could hide from you-know-who.
Yep.
Who said we have chimerium?
Rock did? Just now? Gee, this guy.
Check him. Come on. Read the room.
So, you have a connection to some chimerium. Who's your source?
I mean, I'm guessing the mine where I was enslaved.
Okay, you want the cloaking device. I'll give it to you if your crew does a job for me.
What's the job?
In the Skirlick system. An advanced civilization that has never met alien life. With loads of Remelite crystals. Too many to handle, in my humble opinion. I just need one.
How does one crystal benefit you?
Oh boy.
I owe a lot, Dal. If I don't get them that crystal.
I don't know, Nandi.
And your crew is in desperate need of a cloaking device. Let me guess. You got them into some hot water.
Well, not really.
We'd be the first people from outer space to meet them.
I'd be the first person to communicate with.
First contact. Got it.
Dal doesn't share our excitement. I sense hesitation.
Why would you think that? I'm not hesitating.
Because you're thinking it.
Starfleet's prime directive is to avoid interfering in the evolution of other intelligent species. These are the highest priority guidelines Starfleet abides by.
General Order number 1.
Your thoughts are conflicted. You feel we need the cloaking device, yet I sense you question her motives.
I trust her. She's a friend.
Do you, though? Zero is the only way that Dal is going to have any type of growth, because Zero is going to be able to call Dal out on certain instances like this. Y'all told me to just stick with Dal. He might be insufferable now, but, you know, thus the nature of storytelling. I need to be very patient, and I tend to make snap judgments. Can't do that. But I also say when I'm wrong, so take the good, you take the bad.
Oh, now that's strange. According to my readings, there are life forms all around us.
Really?
They're invisible.
Dude, look at that animation with the sand. That's crazy.
What are these murmurations?
They're communicating.
Oh my god. It's Arrakis.
Something's definitely wrong. Zero?
I know I can't read their thoughts, but they seem...
Oh, really?
I got that much.
Do something!
Why are they mad at us?
Why are you saying do something? Well then, Gwen, you're up.
It's Murder Planet all over again.
Oh, they domed him up.
Stand back!
I think they're angry.
Are we going to shoot the sandstorm?
Everyone, bow. Look submissive. Show we're not threats.
We're trusting you.
You should.
They're using harmonics. An electrical, frequency or tone. Quick, calibrate your tricorders off this frequency.
What'll that do? Adjust your universal translator? Or are you responding with a harmonic?
What's happening?
The ground. Can you feel it?
Woo!
Wow. Wow. Wow.
What isn't the movie Crawl that the tower or the castle would disappear and appear in different places?
Captain, send out the warning.
There's something...
We're being boarded.
There's something inside the door when it opens.
Computer, frame 245 on screen.
Yes,
200% magnification.
that door.
Who are you?
It's Dreadnought, right?
They truly are an advanced species. Look, the symmetry and designs suggest strong mathematical knowledge.
Very cool.
By changing the pitch, they create sound waves that can shape matter. Acoustic terra molding.
Acoustic terra molding. I fucking love that.
The Samari.
We can call them anything they like as long as I get that crystal. Okay?
You're gonna get killed.
What is that?
Where are we?
I can't see anything.
Why is it so quiet?
I'm guessing these crystals are gonna light up. Use some of that harmonic stuff. Cool. I literally just watched A Strange New Worlds where the answer was like a mathematics-driven song and harmonics, so it seems like that's the problem of the day. Oh, wow. Looks almost like a fish.
Each crystal is emitting a unique frequency. That's how they're achieving harmonic resonance.
They need them to transform matter. Every crystal matters.
And you want to take one?
Don't be ridiculous. We came to make a trade.
No.
I present you precious metals from the stars.
They can read your mind. This would be bad.
Give us a gift.
Frankie can Frankie have their minds read? I don't think they can, right? Very cool.
It's magnificent.
This is the greatest gift.
It's really cool.
Most horrible thing Jacob's ever heard.
A song? We want a crystal.
Tellarite must argue, but loves song.
They're in pain.
All she's
You said this would be a diplomatic exchange. Did you lie to us?
Rule of acquisition number 21. Never place friendship above profit.
You understand that if these are the things that keep their acoustic terraforming in place, then this place is going to collapse. Okay.
We have to get the crystals back.
Can you get a hold? Give those back. There we go.
Please forgive us! Nandi has the last crystal.
Transport. Can you transport? Oh, poor Rock.
Look for an exit. Yes, yes, hurry. Got it.
You don't have to tell Jacob twice.
Nice, Dow.
Please, we have to give it back.
Rule of acquisition number 1.
No.
You have their money. Never give it back. No!
It doesn't belong to you.
You weak, homeless fool! You're too soft! Not even working the mines hardened you up!
How would you know I was in the mine?
Because she sold you.
You couldn't know. They kidnapped me.
Kidnapped? Ha! I sold you!
Oh, my. Oh, wow.
Your ship can cloak? You stole our chimerium!
Stole? Your shields were down!
Or was all of this just another con?
I needed a crystal, but when you dropped into my lap, I saw a way to get it and cloak my ship too!
Oh, my God. Yeah, Dow. You screwed up pretty bad, bud. And it's not your fault on this one, man. I get it.
Whoa! Whoa!
You needed somebody to believe in, and...
You got him.
No thanks to Dal. The dum-dum lost his combat, so Jacob had to lock on without it. You're welcome.
But where's the crystal?
I didn't lose the con badge. I used it.
Nice.
Badge on the crystal so we can beam it back.
Nice job, dude.
No!
See ya.
No! No, 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 no! No!
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Good move, buddy.
No more diplomatic exchanges for me, thank you.
Zero, you have to be able to read this. Zero.
You've done irreparable harm to this species.
But we gave the crystals back.
That doesn't change the fact that their first brush with alien life.
Was bad.
You didn't even go in with good intentions. You acted for yourselves, not Starfleet. You broke their trust. And mine.
Oh, wow.
How could Nandi do that to me? I was like a son to her.
And I was my father's daughter. But here we are.
Here we are.
But you learned who your true friends are. The ones willing to go along with you no matter how foolish it seems. Never take that for granted.
That's growth that we need, yeah. Very necessary Dow development episode here. Very necessary.
A reward for information on the protostar.
Oh, well.
Open a channel to the Rev 12. I want to speak to this diviner.
Yeah, he's gonna kill you. All right, everybody, we just got done watching Star Trek Prodigy Season 1, Episode 7, First Con-tact, and now I get it. And the only thing left to do is to talk about it. All right, everyone, we just got done watching Star Trek Prodigy, Episode 7 of Season 1, First Con-tact. This was a very, very necessary episode for Dow. And just to put it all out there, you know, I will tell everyone whenever I find some of these actions insufferable or they're annoying or whatnot, as much praise as I give, I will also give condemnation for those types of actions. So Dow was on my shit list early, but you know, I really, his character is very necessary. And like we talked about it before, his character is the bridge character. We have to, you know, it reaches out to the younger audience that this is geared towards. Gives them a comparative for themselves, somebody that they can either, you know, emulate or see something that they can be at very least, you know, there's some type of similarity that they can kind of, you know, link or latch onto with one of the characters. But Dow kind of encompasses the kind of the youth, I think, that they're going for. And that's not a problem for me, other than to say when his actions reflect poorly or put the crew in danger, put the ship in danger, or things like that. I'm definitely calling stuff like that out because it's you know, it's irresponsible. But again, he's a kid, so we have to have him grow. This is his arc, and I need to be patient with stuff like that because and I'm not necessarily not being patient, I just have snap judgments, and then it takes me a while to kind of dig myself out of those judgments. So I got to be less. I got to be, if I give condemnation or if I say somebody's annoying, I just got to leave it at the surface so I can quickly get past it whenever they start to have an episode like we've just had. This is a very necessary growth episode for Dow, one that is not resolved, which is good because it's something that he's going to think about because, again, serialized nature of Prodigy. This is an event that Dow now has to remember and kind of work through going forward. Created an affinity between a deeper kind of bond, maybe between he and Gwen, in that they had a similar kind of parental figure turn on them. You know, promised that they were loyal or promised that they were loving or caring, and then, you know, have an absolute backstab. I think it was more severe on Dow's side, actually, than it was on Gwen's, because I do think that the diviner had a moment where he was torn between going to Gwen to help and then capturing the protostar. I mean, he picked the wrong one as far as ultimately, but there was a moments of hesitation. So I think that there was at least Gwen could take something away from that. Like, you know, it wasn't just a complete dismissal of the bond that they had. There was a struggle, you know, and I think that Gwen noticed that. But again, it doesn't excuse it. I mean, he picked the protostar, but I think with Dow, it was very obvious, insulting, and aggressive, the condemnation. And let's face it, as rough as this sounds, that's something that we need to see Dow work through. Dow has, at the very least, if you're giving like a psychological kind of evaluation to Dow, there is a definite abandonment issue. I mean, and this is a continuation of that. Parents he doesn't know and can't remember. They desperately wants to know where he came from. Doesn't even know what species he is. Nobody seems to know what species he is. And then, you know, to have this type of kind of foster parent betrayal is just another in a long line of I'm alone. I have nobody, you know, I have no touchstone to my past. I have no support in my present. I have no hope for the future as far as it comes to like a familial bond. And, you know, Gwen made the statement. She said, well, now you know who your true friends are. And I do believe that's true. But at the same time, you know, for Dow, somebody that's lived enslaved, who has, you know, now had basically the rationale, he had kind of that, I was kidnapped. That's why you know, Nandy didn't come looking for me. And now that's been put on its head. So that's a very tough thing to try to work through. I mean, it's an act of both betrayal and it's an act of just, you know, historical sabotage where you're like, hey, everything that you remember about growing up and feeling like you were like, you know, respected, loved, a part of a unit here on the was completely incorrect. You know, you were literally an asset to be traded in the future. And that's I mean, an incredibly difficult thing, I would imagine, to try to, you know, emerge from, you know, to keep your psyche intact. And we could see that. We could see that, you know, Dow kind of compensated for a lot of his shortcomings with an overinflated ego. And that's a very, common thing that would happen among somebody young like that just believes that, they know best, and, they don't really have the experience to go along with it. And it's not a condemnation on youth by any stretch of the imagination. It's just an easier jump for him to have expressed this kind of like, big boisterous ego whenever he was working through all of this. We saw that shattered in this episode at those last moments where he's sitting there kind of looking at the chair, and they focus on the chair for a second. I thought that was very well done, because it's the trials and tribulations of forming a Starfleet captain, and this is a non-traditional way to do so. If Dal is in fact going to be our captain, then the normal process of kind of making a captain stronger, or making a captain, a more proficient in the chair and things like that, is usually done through Starfleet Academy, and then working your way up through the ranks of a Starfleet ship or base or something like that, learning on the fly, learning from other commanders until you achieve that level of leadership that you want for yourself, that that they kind of expect you to have. Or if it doesn't seem like you have the acumen for that type of leadership, that you can be rediverted into another discipline, or you just don't achieve the rank needed to become a captain. There is a process for weeding people out. That's the timeline, birth, growth, evolution of a traditional Starfleet captain. We don't have that here. This is a non-traditional way of showing us what it takes to be a captain, and what the growth is needed for a captain to go from kind of a selfish, sort of self-serving. And I don't want to put that too much on Dal, because Dal's a survivor. We had this conversation before that, you have to be a survivor to get to the next level. We're talking in Arcane when we were watching it. Ella Purnell's character in Arcane, Jinx, is a survivor, top of the list. Like, if you can define this character, what are the aspects going from greatest to least? The greatest is survivor. That's it. Everything else is secondary. Dal has survived through numerous things, and it's through that forge, that crucible, that we're going to be able to see whether or not we get a captain on the other side, whether or not we get a Starfleet officer on the other side. I mean, in normal situations with this amount of trauma, and especially this most recent, trauma, do we even get somebody that is capable of doing anything of the Starfleet variety? How bad is Dal? How is he going to get the help he needs? Is he going to accept the help that he needs? This is the trials that we will see. Dal has a very unique path ahead of him. Where Kirk and Picard and Janeway and Sisko and all of the commanders that we want to Pike and all these commanders we want to think about, Michael Burnham, we've seen them forged through the trials and tribulations associated with being a member of the Federation, a member of Starfleet. With this, we get it from a different direction, but it's still the same fire in that forge. You have to have certain disciplines that can rise to the surface. You have to have certain strengths that you have to have them. You have to have them displayed. You have to have them refined. You have to have your edge as a captain or a leader honed. That's what we're going to see, but in a very different way with Dal, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit, because now that, again, I will always admit when I find something frustrating that Dal does, but again, there is way more to the story. I have to give credits and patience to the writers to tell it, and I'm going to do so from now on. Friends, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with Prodigy or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon is in the description. But friends, all that is then, and this is now. Now it's time to say goodbye from Prodigy, but where should we say goodbye from? I say we say goodbye from the hallways of the Protostar, much like we just recently said goodbye from the hallways of the Enterprise, but in a decidedly different set of circumstances. In the Enterprise, no matter what incarnation you're looking at, the life and business of the Enterprise is being conducted at all times with the traffic in the hallways and the crew members going hither and yon to basically keep the Enterprise afloat and flying. But here on the Protostar, it's empty. There are no arteries. There's no business being conducted. The business being conducted on the Protostar right now is the formation of a crew, and a crew of a very small set of individuals. But it starts with a captain, and that captain is being hammered and forged right now in a crucible. And we need to see if that steel can be tempered enough to hold an edge. Until we see, friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.